What's going on? I was just thinking about, I don't know if I can actually say it. I should have said it if it was on my mind, but how can you tell if someone actually support or how someone is of something, or how if they support a government or if they support a nation of people rather than their own. I'm talking about nationality, whether if it's black, whether if it's Puerto Rican, Costa Rica, you know, as far as the atrocities what Native Americans experienced and stuff like that. We know all of that, and it's nothing new to us. Like, how would you know if you got a real friend in your corner? How would you know if somebody's really truly with you? How would you know that? Can you just tell by words, or can you just tell by what is it that makes you know that they actually mean what they say, or they actually in your team and what you're trying to present to them? What makes them know that? What do y'all think it is? Because anybody can act like they actually for you, because you have a lot of people even in public now. They'll act like they for you. They'll talk up, but underneath the surface, under the cover, like they say, undercover polices and undercover Esau. Y'all know how Esau is, the white man, right? Esau, undercover, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And I say Esau because a lot of people are like, oh, there you go. But I'm using the biblical name for Esau, which would be the biblical name for the modern day name that we say are the people who are living today, who is controlling the world, called Caucasian people, right? So I think I was in a situation to where, because me, y'all know me from looking at my videos, I don't deal with very many people. I don't. And it's not because I hate my people. I don't hate that. There's no hate in my game. I don't roll off that type of energy. But I do stay away from certain people, because what I do is that I listen to people's conversation. Like, for example, for me, I try at least to, well, I follow the Bible. I'm known for following the Bible, reading the Bible, and practicing the Bible or something like that, because I know that is the practical thing that the role that we should, that's the right way to go. When you look at that, that's the right way to go. So, but you got a lot of people that follow different philosophies and doctrines and ideologies, and everybody got their own whatever. They into their own other energy when it comes to this biblical book right here. Even if you read it out the Bible, a lot of people ain't gonna be receptive to it, because they're gonna say what you're reading, that may be your truth, or somebody else may come along and read it differently from you, and this and that and the third. But when I look at, if you look at the Bible carefully, like First Peter 4:11, it says that if any man speak, let him speak the Bible. Let it come out the Bible. It said, if any man speak, let him speak the articles of God. The articles of God would be that Bible. You see what I'm saying? Now, a lot of people will come and interpret that and say, well, everybody claim they believe in the Bible, this and that and the third. But how would you know if somebody actually speaking the truth or whatever, or whatever? You see what I'm saying? But that's why you have to come out the Bible and let it read as it read or whatever. But a lot of people, they'll say that, right? Like they try to make me look stupid. You see what I'm saying? But my point is, how would you know if somebody actually really supporting you or not? Because I'm on nobody conversation. Like if they sitting up and they watching the news, political stuff all the time, like Joe, like all these different people that they like talking about White House, Republican, this and that, and the third. They'll say things about the economy, and I like watching that. I'm watching this. Do you see? I'm looking at that. What you saying ain't making no sense, and what you saying, blah blah, and so on and so forth. What you saying? I like to watch what I watch. I watch the presidential news and this and that. You come in to throw me off with the Bible and what the Hebrew this and that. Now automatically, and then if you go back and you try to say, well, I don't like what they did to George Floyd and this and that and the third. You talking in circles. Like pretty soon, I'm just gonna realize that you just full of shit. That's how I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna be like, okay, you act like you for your people, but as soon as I bring it up, it doesn't make any sense. If I bring up the injustice of what happens here in America to people and stuff, then you just act like you don't want to hear it. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, you claiming that you actually is against the injustice, but your actions is saying a whole nother. So like people would say, well, everybody is saying the same thing. You believe what you believe, this and that and the third, and all of that. But I say, yeah, of course, everybody claim they believe in the Bible. But when it comes down to facts and proving something, I say, yes, that's true. But can you show me the facts? Because there's a difference between everybody reading from the same Bible and got their own interpretation. But at the same time, if you not showing, they never say that they can prove me wrong. They never say that, look, okay, everybody got their own facts, but what about the Most High's facts? Everybody got their own facts. Everybody got their own standards of what they believe about facts. Everybody got their own standards of what they feel or what they think is true. Notice I'm saying what they feel or what they think truth is. But what truth is not based upon our facts. It's not based upon our truth. It's not based upon their truth. It's based upon the Most High, because who caused the universes to run? You see what I'm saying? So we have to rely upon them facts, because there are different facts in the world. Anybody can pull up something and say it's facts, right? Okay, then. So we go to the word and we go to the source and we get the real facts, because he said in Isaiah, he said, my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are my ways your ways, right? So if his thoughts, if God's thoughts are not our thoughts, right? Why do we feel the need to continue to rely upon what my truth is, or what my opinions is, or what my facts is? My facts don't mean nothing if they don't compare to the facts of the Most High. You see what I'm saying? And that's what people don't tell people. You know, yes, of course, everybody got what they want. Everybody got their own standards, this and that and the third. But what about the Most High standards? You see what I'm saying? See, we don't take time to look at that. Think about it. Who providing us food? The Most High doing that. Yeah. Use banners to monetize your talking points and display sales to actions or whatever. I don't know what that is. But I just thought that I wanted to say that. Like, let me give you an example of what I'm saying about my thoughts. I think it's 55, something like that. I might have went a little bit too far. 55 in verse 8. It said, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, said the Lord. And for as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are so are, for as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. See that? So I can have my opinion. I can come in here and read something up out of here and give people what I think it feels, what I think it is, or this and that. But it, at the end of the day, whose thoughts are those? God, my thoughts and his thoughts are different. Only he can bless you. Man can't do that. So that's the one you put your trust in. Right? Now, I can have my own belief. Watch this here. People say everybody have a right to interpret what they want, right? Everybody have a right. Everybody got their own interpretation, right? Don't people say that? Don't people? All right. If you claim you believe in the Most High, then you're gonna do this here. This is one thing, and this is the one of the things. Christians, I feel like so-called Christian people, they run from this. They run from this. I think that's First Peter 1 and 21, I believe. I'm saying it might be Second Peter 1:21. 2 Peter 1:21. It says, no, wait a minute. Let's look. 2 Peter. Let's look at this. 1 Timothy. Is it 1 Timothy or 2 Timothy? Well, it's going to take me a minute to get to it. People say that everybody have their own belief, right? Okay, everybody have a right is to believe what they want to believe, right? But I want to clarify that. What I want to make sure I'm First Peter 1. It's got to be 21 probably. Second Peter, because I know I done read it. Second Peter 1:21. Second Peter 1:20. It says, knowing this first, that no prophecy of the scripture is of any private interpretation. For the prophets came not in old time by the will of man. Right? It says, for the prophecy came not in old time by the will of man, but holy men of God spake as they were moved by the Holy Ghost. They was keeping the laws of God. That's what that means. That when they say moved by the Holy Ghost, that means they was keeping his laws. They was actually keeping the laws. The Holy Ghost is the laws of the Most High, right? It said, for the prophecy came not in old time by the will of man. That's why it says, everybody, they say by the will of man. See, it's not my will, but it's his will, right? So when people say, well, I believe what I want to believe, that's your interpretation, that's your truth. But he said he didn't come by our own will. He didn't come by our interpretation. He said he came by his interpretation. So that bullshit people be coming up talking about, oh, everybody have a right to believe what they want to believe. That's bullshit. Is you keeping the commandments? That's the key word. Are you keeping the commandments? Keeping the commandments mean that you were keeping them wearing the fridges like this. Hello. Yeah, see, when you're trying to open up their eyes, then come the devil and come and take away the word that was sown in your heart. That's what they do. And a lot of people, man, they hate the Most High. They act like they actually for him, but they really they hate. You see how the enemy's working, right? Because the Most High says Satan comes immediately and takes away the word. Let me show. As a matter of fact, let me get that for y'all, because he's working. It's called to show you what I'm saying is true. It just goes to show you. Let me show you. Look how the devil got people occupied following the ways of Esau. You know? Yes, ma'am. Look what it says here. First Peter chapter, I'm tripping. Mark chapter 4 and verse. Okay, can I ask you a question? First Peter chapter 4 and 14. It says, the sower sows the word, and these are they by the wayside, where the word is sown, but when they have heard, Satan comes immediately and takes away the word that was sown in their heart, just like what he's doing right now. See, that's why he don't want this word to go forth. He using them Edomites, them damn Edomites, so-called white men, and our people falls right into them traps. They blind, you know. I'm gonna explain to y'all right here let me explain to y'all what just happened. I'm fixing to explain to y'all what just happened just now. Mark chapter 4 and verse 14. The sower soweth the word, and these are they by the wayside, where the word is sown. But when they have heard, Satan cometh immediately and taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts. See that? He says Satan comes immediately. He'll do it through a phone call. He'll do anything to get it done. That's what just happened. Because he really don't want people to get it. But like I said, this is a commandment right here. See them cut fridges there? The Most High said do that. Now, a lot of people that walk around here and they'll follow man by saying, oh, you need to put this over your face. We got this disease and all that kind of stuff. You're gonna catch this and that and this and that and the third. But they ain't gonna read Numbers 15 and 37, right? Numbers 15, 37 to 38, where it says, make fridges and wear the fridges throughout the borders of your garment. No, they're not gonna tell you to put on the fridges. They just gonna follow it, man. It's interesting how we'll put on a seatbelt when we see a police. When our people see a so-called white man in a so-called police car, they hear up and put their seatbelt on, say, "Hey, buckle up," and or so and so, you gotta get a ticket or whatever. But they ain't gonna wear it. They ain't gonna go home and say, "Well, I'm gonna put on fridges for God." They're not gonna say they're gonna put on fridges for God. They just gonna say, "I'm gonna put on fridges for Esau." As soon as they see Esau, they bow down and buckle down and respect Esau. Let me read that one more time. Mark chapter 4 and verse 14. The sower soweth the word. Like what I'm doing right now, I'm sowing it. I'm sowing a seed. It said, and these are they by the wayside where the word is sown. But when they have heard, Satan comes immediately. That means he comes right away. Satan comes immediately and takes away the word that was sown in their hearts. Y'all hate God, man. Y'all hate God. Y'all hate the Most High. Y'all don't love God. Y'all don't, because y'all action said. He said, he said, love not the world, neither things of this that are in the world. This world is America. Everybody love America. You should hate America. You should hate it. The reason I say you should hate it, you should hate what it stands for. It stands for homosexuality. It stands for all those different things. Most High say you should hate that because that's against God. That's contrary. All that's contrary, bro. Okay, let's go to what is scripture? Let's go to Leviticus. I think I said Leviticus. Leviticus 18 and verse 22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is an abomination. That's right. Okay, let's look at Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 13. If a man also lie with mankind as he lies with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. That means put to death. That means you're going to die for it. That means that's your judgment. That means God going to bring judgment upon you for that. Now, the reason why I'm actually reading this here, there was somebody I saw yesterday. They came around. I heard them say that smoking cigarettes, you ain't gonna die. It ain't gonna kill you. It's not a sin to smoke cigarettes. I'm like, really? To myself, I ain't never seen that in the Bible. I said, that's crazy, and that's why I don't deal with a lot of people. Let's get some clarity on that, because I want, like, what is they own? Like, I literally heard that. And I'm like, what the fuck is they own? Because that ain't nowhere in the Bible that what I see. I think that's 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and 16. I think I'm right. 1 Corinthians 3:16. Look what it says. Know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you? If any man defile the temple of God, him shall God destroy. For the temple of God is holy, which temple ye are. That means you're not. Let no man deceive himself. If any man amongst you seems to be wise in this world, let him become a fool that he may be wise. So they think they're wise when they be saying all this stuff, coming up talking about all that nonsense. I'm like, what the hell is they talking about? Like, I listen to that, and I'm saying to myself, hold on, let me sit this camera right there. I'm saying to my goddamn self, now, if you claim to believe in the Bible, why would you tell people is to go and smoke and defile their temple and die? That's what my dad, he died from. If you if you doing any of these things, you're gonna get a judgment, bro. So why would people come along and say, trying to say, like, where did that come from? You know, look, let me give y'all another reason why I said what I said. I'm just gonna give y'all another reason why I want to prove what I'm saying. Because he did, most high, he said, produce your cause, right? That means prove. Whatever you say, you must prove. Let's go to Colossians. Now, I'm gonna say it like this. I'm not claiming to be the best person on this planet. I still got a long ways to grow and learn and this and that and the third, but I am doing my best is to keep the commandments. I'm not just telling y'all this here. Now, if I'm not gonna lie to you, because you know I'm gonna do everything I can. I'm gonna just to try to be truthful, you know what I'm saying? All right, let's look at I'm not reading scriptures, bro, just to sit up here and say, for y'all to go back and brag and say, oh, Clarence know the Bible. That boy, no, he know that Bible, he know. No, I'm not impressed by that. Knowing who we are, knowing back what our forefathers go back to, that's what's important. Knowing that you descend from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and not descend from Esau or all of other nations, the people that actually put enslaved people, like your father's being a slave owner and all that kind of stuff. You don't want to come from that. I don't want to say I come from nothing like that. I hope not. You know what I mean? What's important to me is that I descend from one of the 12 tribes. Let me read this in, bro. Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8. Look what it says here. Colossians 2 and 8. It says, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the traditions of men, after the remnants of the world, and not after Christ. First, he said, be aware. Beware lest any man spoil you. See, we've been spoiled through the philosophies of America, bro. We've been spoiled through the philosophy of man-made traditions in this world. We've been spoiled through calling ourselves African. I lied to African American. We've been spoiled through calling ourselves Creole. We've been spoiled through calling ourselves all these different bywords. Mixed. I'm mixed. There's no such thing as mixed. We are what our dad is. Whatever our father is, that's what we are. It's nationality. It's seed line, not a name of a content, country, things of that nature. Because you have to remember, the Native American people was conquered. We was conquered. Our ancestors was conquered. And after they was conquered, they was raped, robbed, and murdered, and their names, they got stripped of their name, their nationality, their languages, and all of that. And they call themselves after a content of a name of certain countries and all that, like Africa and Spain and all those different places. A country, location does not determine your nationality. Your nationality is determined by the seed of your father. Whatever your father is, that's what you is. Because you can be born over in Spain, you can be born over in Mexico, and you can be, your roots can go to Spain, just like your father was born and raised in Spain. He may call himself after those names and stuff, but he actually is somewhere else. That doesn't determine your roots. The name of a place where you was born doesn't determine. But he say, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the traditions of men. So what I'm actually trying to do is I'm actually trying to show you that defiling your temple will kill you. Defiling your temple will do some harm to you. Do I need to read it one more time? I think that's what I'm gonna do. Even though we got all the distraction, like I told you, the enemy is at work, but that's all right. I'm gonna keep going. Let's see. Let's read this in. 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and 16. I'm gonna read it one more time. Know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you? If any man defile the temple of God, him shall God destroy. For the temple of God is holy, which temple ye are. If you defile your temple, you're gonna get diabetes. If you defile your temple, you're gonna get and eat a lot of salt, pork, and all that kind of stuff. You're gonna get high blood pressure. You see what I'm saying? Even though we got all the distraction in the background, and y'all can clearly see how the enemy is working in the background, right? Maybe I might need to read it again. Let me reiterate this again. 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you? If any man defile the temple of God, him shall God destroy. That's plain and simple. He will destroy you if you defile your temple. Smoking and all that. Smoke, when you smoke, that's not healthy. What it does, it defiles your temple. When you eat a lot of pork, when you eat pork, you defile in your temple. When you eat the swine, what it does, it gives you diabetes, right? That's why a lot of us got diabetes. Diabetes don't come except it come with a cause. Diabetes, let me ask you this here. Is diabetes a good thing or a bad thing? Diabetes is a bad thing. Nobody who wants diabetes to be weighing their body down. But those are the consequences and the curses that comes with it when we don't listen. You see what I'm saying? Those are the curses that come with it when we don't listen. That's why we have low self-esteem. That's why I probably feel some of the ways that I feel, because I'm like, man, oh man, I'm mixed all up. I hope and pray that I don't descend from one of them nasty, dirty bastards, Esau. That's what I always say. My lineage go back to that. I be saying, and that's part of the consequences, because our forefathers and foremothers went off and they went to dating outside their race, and our children have to deal with those consequences, because when you sleeping with everybody is not an Israelite. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to tell you. You see what I'm saying? So let me go up in here, and hopefully it didn't get no music or nothing in here, and I'm gonna see y'all later. And I'm gonna come back. We're gonna talk some more about this.